trying to jump in my zip code and area code here, taking all the power grid. Good morning. Wow, can you guys see me okay? I don't know why my light is so dark. Can you guys see me okay? All right. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you all for being on the call this morning. Mr. Ismail, good morning. Thank you so much. Miss Tasha Ismail, good morning, dear. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Belinda Batiste, good morning. Al Randolph, look at you, sir. Miss Darlene Evans, thank you so much for joining the call this morning. From crew out in South Carolina. Miss Jones from crew out in South Carolina, thank you for joining. Miss Kinko, Kare, over in Japan, good morning, young lady. Miss Eileen, thank you so much in San Diego, thank you so much. Miss Kimberly Garcia, good morning. Miss Caroline Baker, good morning. Miss Christine, good morning. Mr. Dale Ranson, good morning, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'd love to say thank you, Miss Gail Wiggins. Thank you so much. Regional Director, Mr. Julian Lewis. Good morning, sir. Miss Kathleen Williams, good morning. Mr. Payon in Japan, good morning. All right, Miss Pat Robinson down in Oakland, California. Oakland, 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 Oakland. Uh-oh, there she is with her glasses. There she is. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Miss Sensational in Florida with her rojo glasses. Rojo. Miss Hayes, good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Sam Foster. Thank you so much. Now we're going to head up north, outside of Sacramento to Elk Grove, to Frank and Patricia Bowman. Thank you so much for joining. Mr. Tasha Pra in Vegas. Thank you so much. Mrs. Walker, thank you so much. Mr. Robinson from the Bakery Organization, thank you for joining. Mr. Winston Herbert, thank you so much. Bill Bailey, thank you so much. The great Mr. Brian Baker, sir, good morning. Mr. Harris Mills, good morning. Mr. Tim Carrera up in Minnesota. Mr. Chris McDowell, good morning, sir. With that said, let's get this call started. I know yesterday was Thanksgiving. We all have a lot to be thankful for. My internet was down, but here again, that doesn't stop anything from going on. We thank everybody. I hope everybody had a great holiday with their family and friends and relatives. I had the day off. I was still working yesterday. I worked like 3 hours in my office yesterday, just getting paperwork together. Man, it feels so good to have a day off, just to relax and do some things around the house here. Well, with that said, we got a great call lined up. We got a young lady that hails from the Fresno area. She is a whip-apper, let's put it that way. And I just love how she just comes across just telling you like it is and just give you ideas she do to work her business. She was with us a couple of weeks ago and I had to come back today and we're excited about having her. She hails from Fresno, California. She got started in the business just to make a little extra money. Remind me of Debbie Davis, just to get her nails done, just to make a little extra money. And then her husband's back went out a little bit and said, look, I need to step up. And then all of a sudden she stepped up and her daughter said, I want to go to college. Well, anyway, let's just say she is a lady who just walked to the plate and just made a decision. And then when she made that decision, she finally like, wow, I could do this a long time ago if I really put my mind to it. I don't know what's stopping me. And I'll say this, the rest of you, I don't know what's stopping you either for the rest of you. But before we get started, I'd like to give this regional director, can we sing happy birthday, Miss Luana Pinedo today? Today's her birthday. Can we do that real quickly? Count of three. I know she just jumped on her. So the count of three, let's sing her happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday,
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God. Happy birthday, Miss Luana Pinedo. Happy birthday to you. Can we all give her a happy birthday, Miss Luana Pinedo?
Happy birthday.
And while we're at it, today is Friday, her birthday. Tomorrow is another regional director's birthday, Miss Natasha Ismail. So can we sing her one as well? Can we do that? Okay, Miss Cat. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Natasha. Happy birthday to you. Hey. Bless you, me more on channel 44. All right, we got the birthdays out the way. So without further ado, let's see, where's the birthday ladies? Let's look at them real quickly here. Man, what's wrong with my screen here? There's Miss Natasha Ismail. There she is. And where's Miss Luana? I know she's on there. I just saw her name popped up. I called her privately and there she is. Well, good morning. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right to our information for the day on Friday. Today is Follow-Up Friday. We want to thank this young lady here again, once again from Fresno, California, the great Miss Evelyn Phipps, Regional Director. Good morning.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. It was off. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. And yes, you were missed yesterday, but it was really nice because Natasha took over and we all gave our little what we're thankful for. Pretty much it's to round it off. We were all thankful for the same things, and mostly our ACN family. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. For those of you who don't know my story, my name is Evelyn Phipps. I've been in the business for a while now. I'm one of the older folks here in the Fresno market. The reason I got started is my husband's back gave out. He does construction. He works for a big company. He doesn't do the hammering and the nailing and all that. He does more of the controls and things. But his back gave out, just wear and tear of his body, anything he could have saw. So he had to have 2 back surgeries to fix it. And with that said, I was working for corporate America. I had a good job. I was a supervisor for a large firm, an insurance company, but he was actually the bread maker. I mean, my money was basically used on our vacations, things like that. We had timeshares all over the place. Well, 2 different places. But when that happened, I knew I had to step it up because, like I said, he was the bread maker. My money alone was not going to pay the mortgage and all the other things we had. We were not living above our means because at the time, our income was here and our bills were here. But when that happened, you know how that goes. It switches. And they don't want to hear your stories. They don't want to hear your sob stories that somebody's not working anymore and this and that. So I took a look at this business. The lovely twins in the Fresno market showed it to me. It took a long time, you guys, for them to get to me because I was so busy working all the overtime and everything. So it took a long time. I mean, a few months before I actually saw it. It got to the point where Angela Guerrero literally mailed me the DVD. At that time, we had DVDs. So finally, I sat down and watched it, and I was very intrigued. I thought, well, gosh, this is something. I use all these things. I mean, come on, you guys. It's a no-brainer. I says, if I don't have to sell anything, why can't I do this? So lo and behold, I got started that same day. I called the girls up and I told them the only day I can give you is Sunday after church, because the day of the Lord is, I go to church after. I can give you 2-3 hours. And they said, as long as you give us 100% of that. I said, absolutely. Guess what? Got qualified on the spot. Just a few phone calls, a few switching my services to my own business. If you own a business, you got to have your own stuff, you guys. So every time ACN incorporates something, guess what? I get it. I get it, because in order for me to show my customers that it works, they need to see that I have it. And I know you guys hear this all the time. If you want Vivint customers, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's the truth, you guys. It really is. Back then, we had all the phone services. I had a phone for each one. Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, and AT&T. As ACN got rid of them, I got rid of them. But this way I can show my customers, well, does it work here? Why don't you try this phone? It works. Okay, so because of that, I'm going to go into a little bit more about my customers. Yesterday, we talked about what we were thankful for. And one of the things I mentioned was my customers. Why? Because without them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in the position. Obviously, I'm thankful for my team too, because I think 2 weeks ago, Miss Natasha Ishmael mentioned team effort. It's the truth, you guys. You can't do anything alone. You can, but it'll take a long time. Guys, if you watch football, the quarterback's not doing it alone. It's a team effort. Same thing with basketball, baseball, everything. Corporate America is a team effort. The CEO can't do, well, he really doesn't do anything. It's the worker bees that do everything, and the supervisor. So it's a team effort. Together, each achieves more. So with that being said, I mentioned yesterday, I was even getting some happy thank you texts from my customers. I didn't even have to text them. I hadn't texted them all yet, and they were sending them to me. When that happens, you guys, that's a good thing. Because if your customers can think of you like that they want to tell you happy Thanksgiving and be blessed and and whatever, that's a good thing. So I'm going to go into a little story. Beginning of the month, November, we were driving to Lake Tahoe for a leadership event. Right before I got picked up, I got a text from one of my customers saying, so-and-so needs Vivint. I gave her your name, blah, blah, blah. Can you give her a call? And it was like 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, what? They're going to pick me up like any second. I won't be able to talk very much. So I texted him back and I said, am I calling her or is she calling me? Because you mentioned you gave her my information. And he goes, well, it'd be better if you call. I said, okay. So boom, I called her right away. It was like 8:30 in the morning, Sunday morning. She answered the phone. I told her who I was. She goes, yes, I was giving your information by so-and-so. He said that you can probably hook me up with a good Vivint or security system. I said, yes, I can. And she goes, but she goes, how about like identity theft? Does it do anything like that? I mean, because I think I need that. And I said, you know what? Today's your lucky day, because yes, I have identity. I have it all. I told her. I says, listen, it's early in the morning. I'm going to be driving. I told her I'm going to a leadership in Lake Tahoe. Can I give you a call in a couple of hours? She goes, absolutely. I made a time when we could talk. And she said, okay. I says, but I'll give you a call when I'm driving as well. And she said, okay. Boom. They come and pick me up. Then I was told I was driving, so I really couldn't talk. So I wanted to relay to her, listen, I'm not going to be able to call you. So I called her really quick, okay? And she said, well, I'm not sure I really need internet. And I'm driving on the way, speakerphone. And I says, why is that? And she goes, or I'm not sure I really need the security. And I says, why is that? And she goes, well, I bought a big package where I can, I monitor it myself, like something like you get on Costco. This is what I told her, you guys. I says, oh, awesome. That's great. I go, you know what? I have a few customers that have that too. That works really well. I says, do you travel at all? Do you like to go anywhere? And she goes, yeah, when I can, I get out of town. I go to the coast, because a lot of people in the Fresno market drive to the coast where it's nice and cool. So long story short, I just told her, listen, if you go out of town a lot, here's what I can tell you. I know you're monitoring your own security, but if you're out of town and somebody's breaking into your house, who are you going to call? She goes, well, I'll call the police. I says, okay, but here's the deal. You're not in Fresno. You call 911 wherever you're at, you're going to get the 911 in that city. By the time you coordinate blue, I need this, I need that. Oh, I'm talking about my Fresno property. They're out of your house with all the goods. Oh, I didn't realize that. And I said, oh yeah. I says, that's why you need us. You need a third party. And here's another thing. If you have proof that somebody stole your, like your packages in your front yard or something, or even broke into your house, if you're monitoring yourself, you can't use that in the court of law. She says, I can't. I go, no, because nowadays people can put anybody anywhere. I go, you know how you see people saying, oh, I'm on vacation and they got this nice background. They're really not. So you have to have a third party in order to take it to court, and they have that information. She goes, I never knew that. Okay, what time are you going to call me? So I made an appointment. I would call her at such and such time in the afternoon once I got into Lake Tahoe. So boom, we're in Lake Tahoe. We're going to the leadership. I see my clock. I'm out the door. I call her. We settled all that. I talked about identity theft. And she said, okay, but she has some type of therapy because she had surgery. She goes, I have an appointment. And I know it was Sunday, but she said the lady comes to her. She goes, can you call me tomorrow? I go, absolutely. So the next day I call her. So I got Vivint and I got identity theft. And I talked her in to getting the quarter. First, we were going to do the yearly identity theft. And she goes, well, and I says, I'm just letting you know, if you have insurance on your house and you have insurance on you and your vehicle, this is the same thing. It's the same thing, ma'am. I go, but the best part about it is you don't have a deductible. You know, like home insurance, you have a deductible, car insurance, you have a deductible. ID Seal, you don't. And if there's something, you know, that they stole and this and that, they will help you up to $1 million. Okay, that sounds good. I go, so which one do you want? And she goes, well, since I'm getting security, can I do the quarterly one? I go, absolutely, because she, you know, too close to the holidays, she didn't want to spend too much money. And she was also on disability. So I said, after 3 months, we'll talk and we'll get you on the yearly plan. She goes, that sounds good. You guys, the reason I'm telling you this story is this is somebody I've never even met. I don't even know this person. This was a referral from somebody else that referred somebody else who referred me. So what I'm trying to say is, if you give your customers good service, guess what? They're going to refer. The person who referred her, I gave him good service, and he was referred by somebody else. I literally went to his house and I mentioned to him, I hope now that we've properly introduced, I hope you're not going to mind that I'm going to occasionally send you things. He goes, what do you mean? I go, I will send things in the mail. And with the holidays coming up in a couple of months, this was in October, the holidays coming up in a couple of months, I'm going to bring you some goodies for the holidays. And I like to do things like that for my customers. He goes, well, that's really sweet. He goes, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah. I appreciate anything. So what am I trying to tell you guys? If you treat your customers the way you want to be treated, they will stick by you. They will stick by you. This guy has not even had Vivint a year. He's only had it 2 months, and he right away referred somebody else to me. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome, you guys. I wasn't even looking for a customer at that day. I was getting ready to go out of town, and I got what? 12 points. Guess what? I needed those points because I was losing a couple of things. Okay, here's something else that wonderful that happened. A week ago, I was looking in my back office because I'm periodically looking to see if I'm gonna, you know, with the purge, if I'm gonna lose anything coming up. So next month, I'm losing a big package, a DirecTV, the internet, all that, whole bottle of WAP. So I text this person, or I IM'd her on my computer, and I mentioned, guess what? Your contract with me is ending at the end of the month. I'd love to get together with you before the holidays and all that crazy stuff so I can see what more benefits I can give you, like a better package, better. And she said, and I just left it at that. 15 minutes later, I get a ding on my phone. I check it. She goes, how about December 5th, 11 o'clock a.m.? I said, absolutely. Will your husband be there too? She texts me back, yes, he will. I said, great. Excited to see you, bringing some neat things. What am I bringing? Besides myself, which is pretty neat in itself, I'm planning all these cookie things for the rest of the week. You know, that I love to make. I love to make different desserts for the holidays. You guys, little things go a long way. I'm not kidding you, little things. For those who can't afford to give like a gift certificate of 25, 50 bucks or whatever, then bake. Do what you do best, bake. If you don't bake, make something. Me and my daughter have gotten really creative this year for the holidays. She says, Mom, I look on internet a lot. I see all these little things we could be making them. So for Thanksgiving, we did a lot. With what we had in the house. I didn't go out and buy stuff. You normally go to Costco or whatever and get those big ornaments or no, we did it ourselves. And let me tell you, I wish I would have taken a picture. I took it all down this morning because I'm putting Christmas up and I'm making arrangements, flower arrangements with ornaments, just doing different things. I am going to do that for my customers too. I have a lot of beautiful vases, when my husband would give me flowers, send me flowers and stuff. So I have a lot, and I'm going to do some and take them to different customers. I have customers that love wine. Guess what? I buy a bottle of wine. Doesn't have to be the most expensive. They're appreciative no matter what I give them. Or one year I gave them a really nice wine opener. She just tells me, I love this time of year because I get to see you and you always bring me the neatest things. Even if I make them. One year I made a box. I bought 2 glasses at the dollar store, I think. And I made this little box thing with a flower arrangement in the middle, two glasses of wine, or wine glasses, with a bottle in the back. And I made it with a box. I taped it and I decorated the box with Christmas wrapping and everything. I just got creative, you guys. It probably cost me like under $10. Under $10. The bottle of wine cost the most. You know what? She started crying when I sent it to her. She goes, I wouldn't even think of but nobody gives me stuff like this. It's just the little things, you guys. That's how I've retained my customers. And these have almost all been referrals. Aside from my family, who of course are my customers, I maybe have 6 other families or something, 5 or 6, and 4 of them text me Happy Thanksgiving yesterday on their own before I did to them. So I think that's pretty amazing. I did what Miss Natasha does because I do that every year. I go through my phone, you guys, and I have this system where if I prospected somebody, I'll put a P and then their name. So I go through all that whole list and send them all a text, whether they're in the business or not, or maybe they faded away. And I got a bunch of texts back. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I had no idea you still had my number. But I do things like that every year. I'll do it for Mother's Day because I know who the mothers are. I do it for Father's Day. I know who the fathers are. I do it for, the little things. They don't get that from Comcast and whatever other company is out there. They don't. So these little things mean a lot to people. They really, really do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I didn't want to keep a lot of people because I don't know if people are traveling or not. Does anybody have any questions or anything? If I can ever help you guys, give you an idea or something, I'd love to. I have a couple of people that I've met at internationals. I've kept their numbers and I give them ideas. I've made flyers, cute little flyers that I put out whenever I see a house down the block up for sale or somebody moving in. Guess what? I have all that stuff in my car. I pull over, hand them a flyer. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'd love to help you out, blah, blah, blah. Everything I do is wholesale. So I'm sure I can save you some money, but just anything. Does it always work? No, but guess what? I've had a few hits. I've had a few people call me. So this business is thinking outside of the box, you guys. And it really does work. It really does. I know some people may think, I can't believe that worked, And back in the day, you guys, I would have thought something like this wouldn't have worked. But being in the business this long, it's humbled me a lot more. Like I said yesterday, I'm very thankful for my faith and my family. And faith has really pushed me over. I've learned to do all these nice little things that I always took for granted. I would always go and buy them and stuff. But to me, it's a good feeling to make them. Just like when I bake. I love decorating the cookies and stuff and baking and putting, your own special touch on it. And trust me, the neighbors that are my customers around here that have been reaping all the wonderful benefits from me, they always tell me, I just knew you were gonna, they start wanting to give me stuff. And I go, oh, no. I just do it because of the goodness of my heart. And I always did, even before I was with ACN. But now it means more to me because they're my customers. And they're my customers because of all the good things I did before ACN too. People it's like Mr. Thomas and Rose has always been telling me, and Chris, let other people help you. You have always helped everybody. And how does that make you feel when you help people? I go, oh, I get a good feeling. I feel really good inside. Well, let them help you. Ask them for a favor. You guys, it took me 3 years before I did that. I was in the business and I never said, I need a favor. Never. It took me 3 years. But when I started saying that is when I got closer to RD like that. And I know the Carters know very well what I'm talking about, because when we want to get somewhere, we call, we do the things that are necessary, and we use the favor, help, try to where they are feeling good about helping us. I kid you not. So is Mr. Thomas, that's all I have. I hope you guys, got
Love it.
something out of that.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I want to re-go over what you said that was really poignant to me, and I hope people got it. She gives. Notice, givers gain. Write that down if you're taking notes. Givers, I've always said that, givers gain. So many people don't know how to give. And I think Mr. Dwight Williams talked about it Wednesday. So many people take. I mean, think about it. Even the holidays, people come over your house, don't bring jack, and they want to take a plate home. That just gets me sometimes. Just want to take. But like she said, be a giver. Gifts. She gave gifts. The cookies. And I think back, we had I called out Mr. King a couple of days ago on the call about the tamales that you guys do, and his wife does, and Miss Luana, she's on the call today, and you guys and Miss Ann, all you guys get together. I remember years, for the last 10 years, you guys bake and cook and give out. When I was there recently, about 3 weeks ago, you went out. You're always baking. I love it, but that's a blessing, And I think about, you said something very important. Hey, folks, get creative. She said, I get creative. It's not about going out and spending a lot of money. She found stuff around the house. She's making stuff to give away. I love that. And I love, here's what another big clue I got today from you is text people, and you have on your phone, P for prospect. Let me text this. And they think you forgot them because they didn't get involved in the business. And now that makes that person feel special that you remember them. I think Miss Ismail talked about that the other day. She just said it's about, and remember, her last IBO was somebody she talked to 3 years ago that she just sends a little something to, and then, oh, wow, you remember me. It's amazing how the money is in the follow-up. And I like that idea. And as you were talking, I think about, it don't have to be nothing expensive. I think about the casinos. When I go to the casinos to take my walk sometime, they have a giveaway, so many points to give. And the stuff they give away is something that, I mean, all the old people, it's amazing what stuff they give away. It's like, wow, just because it was free. I mean, you'd be amazed. You will be amazed. I'm sitting and I'm reflecting on when you talked about that, about people lining up over there, especially older people. They get I don't care if it's a box of matches, as long as it's free, they in line to get it. So Miss Evelyn Phipps, thank you so much for a very instrumental, thought out, methodical talk on how you are getting your customers. If you don't mind, real quickly, tell everybody how many points you have in your position and how many points you've helped build your husband's position. How many points in each position?
Well, my husband just has a little over 60, and I have 140.
140.
I was working on his side. So now I have an appointment coming up next week, and I can get anywhere from 5 to 6 points there. That person is already my ID seal, my gas customer. See, here's the thing, you guys. When you get one thing, get that first, and then let them know, you know what? I also, just letting you know, I also do this. Because a few years back, somebody told me, I don't know if it was, well, Mr. Thomas is always saying this, you should always show people the business as well. So I did. This person happens to be the one that owns the hairdresser. So she's my customer at her business, and now because she bought a new house at her house with her husband. So I showed her the business because she's a businesswoman, and she liked it, but she said, I'm so busy with what I'm doing. And she loves what she does. She loves what she does. She goes, but I will refer you. And I'm thankful for that, because of her, I've gotten like 3 other customers from her, and those people continue to to refer. I didn't even have to call them. She referred them to me. And it seems like every time I'm thinking about, man, I sure could use a new customer, you know, because I make goals every month too. I may not get a lot of prospects or new IBOs in, but guess what? I'm still getting customers every month. I'm making sure. Now, my numbers this month are almost like last month's, but because we had a purge and I lost a lot of some customers, but I brought it right back up. At least I'm keeping my residual up there, you guys. I don't want it to go down. I know what it's like. Before I even had my husband at 60, for the longest time, I just left him at 50. And I was just working on mine. And then I thought, well, you know, I wonder what my husband's would be like, you know, the 10% if I brought it up. I think I mentioned one time on one of my calls, it tripled. His residual tripled. So if you get to the points that you want, you guys, you can see how you can, the money will be there, the residual. The money will be there. So that's why I love this business. I could have quit a long time ago because I just wanted a couple of $100. But guess what? I'm about helping everybody. I love to help people. And I get people on my team that need it more than me now. And so I'm helping them. Does that make sense? Help them reach their goals. And as they reach their goals, guess what? My goals get better. And it doesn't matter if I need the money or I don't, because there will be a time that I need the money. My husband's getting ready. This may be his last year. He's going to be done. And once that, you know, we're going to rely on basically my residual and what he gets, because I'm too young to get Social Security and all that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Use a P before you put a prospect and use a C for a customer. I do that so I can catch them really quick. I mean, oh, I got to go to my customer, because it's the customers that I usually send all my wishes to. But when they start sending them back to you, that's a really good feeling before I even did.
Wow.
So I hope everybody goes out there. I know Mr. Thomas is always saying the holidays are not to just chillax and not do anything. One day and then boom, we're right back at it. Today's Friday, it's follow-up Friday. Those people I text, some of them were interested in the business. I'm calling them today. Gonna set up an appointment to show them the new, you know, what we have now, the new videos. Because that was like a year or so ago. So they're ready to see it again.
I love it. 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 And she keeps it just that simple, folks. And that's why I wanted to share her points, because I'm telling you, she keeps it simple. And she's every month getting customers, every week getting customers. What if everybody on your team got customers like she did every week? What would your residual check look like? Would yours triple? Some of yours would quadruple, some of yours would centex it. But it would go crazy, wouldn't it? I love it. I love it. And with that, Miss Evelyn Phipps, thank you so much. And everybody, once again, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. And some of you guys got family out, relatives out. We thank you all for all you're doing. Oh, Ms. Rose Guerrero, thank you so much. I just saw her text. I want to say, guys, enjoy the holiday with your family and friends. But remember, study, talk about the business, get them as customers, talk to them about the potential of becoming an IBO. And tonight, 6 o'clock is happy hour. Tonight at 6 o'clock is happy hour. Got it? Tomorrow night, tomorrow night is leadership. Tomorrow night is leadership. And then Sunday night, we'll have a product on service, excuse me. And with that said, thank you so much, everybody. God bless you guys. Have a remainder of a great day and a week and a great weekend. But remember, keep your focus, keep your focus, keep your focus. Take care. I'll see everybody tonight at 6 o'clock.